Good evening, family, my resilient ones. We are here for another blessed day. I am excited because God woke me up today. He woke you up today. He woke us up today. And it's a beginning of a new week. So that means we got a fresh start, a fresh beginning. And we could tackle some things, right? Yes. So, guys, today I have a wonderful, amazing guest that I am just delighted that has crossed my path. Um, and man, God is just good. God is really good. So, we have a father, a husband. He's a little bit of everything. Foster parent. He loves the psych world. That's just what I believe. But he loves God. So, welcome, Tom. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to get to talk to you today and create meaningful connections with you. I'm so honored that you're willing to have me on your podcast today. So thank you for the kind words. I don't see myself any different from any other father out there.
That's
I'm just
right.
another person on our struggle to life. So
I know parenthood, right?
right.
I know. So before we dive in, as I ask all my guests, please tell me your meaning, your definition of resilience.
Resilience. Well, it made cliche with what the title of our meeting today is honoring the struggle.
Yes.
I think resilience is very much like honoring the struggle, meaning that when we get in the middle of a hardship, something is difficult, a burden is on our shoulders, that we emerge from it stronger and more wise. So resilience is wisdom in the face of struggle. Is what I would call
Oh my goodness. Wisdom in the face of struggle. I'm writing that down.
it.
Um, I love it. In the face of struggle. So I don't know if you know Tom, but I always keep me a notebook and I write
Awesome.
down things that triggers me or a quote that I would like to stick with me from my guest. And that one's it. I am loving that one. Wisdom in the face of struggle. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Because when you have wisdom, that means you have knowledge. You have applied knowledge.
That's right.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Right.
Yes. So, man, let's dig right in. You have written this most amazing book called The Weight of Grace, Finding Your Purpose. Man, so let's just start from the base.
Sure.
What inspired you to write it? And what does the title mean to you personally?
Sure. So I guess we'll start with what inspired me to write this story. A few years back, I was in the depth of a struggle that a lot of us face. Something that there's something I'm sure comes to mind for most people when I say, are you carrying something heavy? I probably are. And at that time, I one night had a very poignant dream. And in that dream, it was very personal. In fact, it's at the end of my book. So in the appendix, you get to read the story about my dream. But in my dream, I saw Christ in my dream. And he shared his scripture that said, "Come unto me, all you labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And he said, "You just need to give me your burden." And I wake up and I'm like, oh man, I want to do that, but how do I do that? What does that even mean? So Dawn, I decided to create a Google alert. So I created a Google alert one day for two things. Come unto me, that all ye that labor, and then take up your cross. And so I created those, and Dawn, I forgot about it for about 2 years.
Oh,
2 years go
wow.
by. I have in my email all those notifications of these Google alerts. So your podcasts seminars,
Yeah.
blogs, just so many things. And one day I was cleaning out my email, and I felt like I needed to look at some of these. I was like, well, I don't want to just waste this 2 years and throw it all away. So
Yeah.
I proceeded to open these, and I went to these sermons and these videos and these blogs, and I started to learn from different people's experiences, from their struggles, Don. They
Wow.
gained knowledge about grace through their struggles, and I found that all of them that were meaningful to me had a relation to some sort of challenge. And I was like,
Mm.
wow, I need to study more about this. And at that time, I came upon a book. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called A Liberated Mind. I know that's backwards in the
Yes.
camera,
No. Yes.
but by Stephen C. Hayes.
Yes.
And I learned it when I applied both the principles from this book and learned from these stories. I had this epiphany of recognizing God's grace as something that's not easy. That's why it's called the weight of grace, that it is something that has purpose. A struggle has purpose. God
Yes.
does not allow us to go through struggles without there being a reason for it. Let's think about your body, Dawn. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say that you're walking along and you fall and twist your ankle.
Yeah.
If you did not feel pain
Mm.
with association to that sprained ankle, you wouldn't know you needed a change.
That's good.
So God gives us challenges for us to learn or turn that we recognize that we need Him. And
Yes.
so that's how I came up with the name, is the weight of grace. It is a gift if we utilize it properly and turn to God and recognize only He has the ability to lift our burden, to make it
Wow.
something.
I totally agree. And this pivots right back to why I do what I do with this platform. Me losing my son. Um, it made me angry at first, Tom. I kind of shied away from God. But then it brought me close to him, like I needed him. And what was crazy after that, a year later, my husband at the time, he left me. I was like, okay, God, you're being real funny. Like,
Funny is one word you could use.
look, I had to make myself laugh, but like, how much more
Mhm,
you want me to go through, Lord? But then,
mhm,
I had to ask myself, like, why not? And like you saying, um, what is behind this pain? What is God trying to have me focus on? You know, um, is how I look at it now. You
mhm,
know, um, I'm still not fishing for answers, yet I'm still learning to draw closer to God
mm,
uh, in what I'm going through, because life has not been easy um, at all. um, but I'm trusting Him more and more and more, and learning how to really surrender
mm,
to Him.
mhm.
Um, I'm not 100%.
None of us are.
I
None of
have to
us are.
be true about that. Yet I strive to be. I really
Yeah.
do. Um, because sometimes I'm tired of bumping my head, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I love that.
yes.
I love that word you said, strive, Don.
Yes.
Is one of the messages I wanted to share in my
Hmm.
story. We hear a lot of stories where people have a challenge. There's this big climax of this um, uh, dragon that they have to battle, or evil emperor or something.
Yeah.
And then in the story, there's a resolution, and then things are just good after that. They fought their big fight, they turned, and they succeeded. And then you
Yeah.
see in the story, everything goes roses. It's going well after
Mm,
that. And the message I want to share in this story is, like, fighting God is not an event.
man.
It's a journey. It's something
Yes.
that you find that He gives you grace, and gives you the ability to face one of these challenges. But Dawn, it's not gone. You're
Right.
not done. You
Yeah.
have additional challenges to face. And the reason for your
Mm.
past challenges often is to give you the strength to face the next one,
Right.
to be that Gilead, or that support for other people, to help bring
Yes.
their burden and go, hey,
Yes.
I know how much it sucks. I was
Yes.
here, but I can help lift that. I lost my son. My
Mm.
husband left me.
Mm-hmm.
And being understood, that's what matters. And
Yeah.
now that burden that you have, Dawn, you have made it sacred, something special to help other people who are going through really hard times, that say, gosh, I wish I knew, somebody knew how I felt.
Mm.
So you're
Mm.
on such a great journey, Dawn. Like, I'm so impressed with you. So many of us would just curse God, flip him off, and say, I'm done with you. You took
Man,
away all that matters, right?
I did have that moment though, Tom. I
Yes,
had that
yes,
moment.
I understand.
That I did. I had that moment. But I am though. I am. I'm grateful. It sucks.
Mm,
But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to look at the positive of it all. I'm
mm.
still living. I mean, God has a purpose, so it's something I'm supposed to be doing. So like I said, I'm striving, and I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do. So, if you don't mind sharing in your journey,
Mhm.
what was one pivotal moment when you realized the grace was carrying you through a difficult season?
Yeah. I think, and this may sound a little unique, is there's a quote that talks about weaknesses, and
Mm.
how when we recognize, or we turn to God in those weaknesses, he helps us recognize how much we need him. So often,
Mm.
Dawn, when we turn to God, sometimes we feel like things get worse before they get better. We're like,
Yeah.
God, I turned to you and you're supposed to help me, and now you've made it
Yes.
worse. Not only
Yes.
did I lose this, but I have this struggle too. What's going on? And he's often said to me, he goes, Tom, I'm so glad that you turned to me. But if you're going to change, I'm here to change more than just one thing. I want your
Wow.
heart. I want your soul. I'm not here to fix a broken window. I'm here to build a whole new home. So
Wow.
if you trust me, it's going to be harder for a little while. But guess what?
Wow.
Over time, this trial is going to be something that's not just going to help you, it's going to help hundreds of other people. Just trust. And so I had to let go, and I started to see my weakness as not a burden, but something that caused me to turn to God. Because if I
Yes.
didn't have that struggled on, why would I turn to him if I don't have something that's hard to face? And I was like,
Man.
whoa. So God, you're telling me that if you don't take away this challenge, this temptation, that's okay. Because it causes me to rely more on you, not less. And so now all of a sudden it's like, okay, I see it different.
Yeah.
And I see other people with more compassion when they're
Mm.
trying so hard to face something. One of the things, so Dawn, I served in addiction recovery for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to speak with people about their story, to hear their stories.
Yes.
And I remember so many of those stories, they were just, broke my heart hearing them. But then I realized the choices I made in the situations. I thought, if I was in that same situation, I might have made that same choice, that same
Mm.
mistake. Because it's like, well, it's either this or I take my own life. What am I going to choose? I think I'm going to
Mm.
do this instead of doing the thing that's going to completely take me off earth. And I'm
Wow.
like, I'm so glad that you stayed.
That part. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and just making it, having compassion for people in their choices, and recognizing that you don't understand. 95% of the people you see every day are suffering a hell that you'll never understand.
Yes. Man, what's crazy is I do some sad work where I help oversee like troubled youth. Um
Mm,
and I try to help them see, whether you believe it or not, somebody got it worse than you. I was like, look, you got a roof over your head now. You got clothes on your back. You're eating, right? You know? So that compassion piece
mm.
is, man, that's deep. That's deep for me. That is deep for me. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
But I had to post on here when you were talking about the weakness in God's strength. Of course, Second Corinthians 12:9, where he says his grace. He says, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. And
Mm,
my God, how swiftly sometimes we forget that. I know I do. And like what he just reminded me that today of that. Because I had a low moment today, Tom. I'm
mm,
confessing. I did. I had a low moment this morning. And that just came. I don't know. This word right here came, and now we're talking about this. I said, Lord, you're just amazing. You know how all just comes together. Um, just amazing. Even listening to my pastor today, talk. God is good. God is a gracious God. Um, and like you said, He wants our whole heart. Um,
mhm.
for Him, because He's a selfish God. It just is what it is. He is. You know, He is who He is. So, Tom, let's see. Before I really dig in that book, for someone that's in the middle of a deep grief or trauma,
Mm,
what's a practical step they could take to start finding purpose in their pain?
yeah. So I think, let me think about that for a sec because I want to.
No worries.
There's also another book um, by a man, I think his first name's Victor.
Okay.
Frankl, I think is his name. There was a book called Man's Search for Meaning.
Mm,
And he was in during World War II in Auschwitz. He was a Jewish man who survived the Holocaust. And I'm not
okay.
sure if it was Auschwitz, but he um, started a modality of psychology about finding meaning in our suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And the honest truth, Don, at first, when you're going through a hard time, you don't want to find meaning in your suffering.
Well,
You
true.
just want to be heard and you want to be able to vent.
Yeah.
And, people often, when someone's suffering, they may come up with good intentions and say, well, at least he's in a better place. And you know what? That might be true, but at that moment, they don't need somebody to tell them the silver lining of that dark cloud. They need somebody to get down to their level and be vulnerable with them and just hug them
Mm-hmm.
and cry
Mm-hmm.
with them. I
Yeah.
remember there was a really hard time in my family's life, and we had lost a very close family member. He was murdered,
Mm.
and we had two different responses from some people who had good intentions, but it was not received well. And there was another gentleman in our community. He came up to our door,
Mm-hmm.
rang the doorbell, and when my wife opened the door, he just started to bawl.
Wow.
And he just said, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
And he hugged my wife for about 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
said nothing but, I'm sorry. He didn't try to explain to her that he's in a better place, that it was going to be okay, which are all true. But when you're in your hardest, deepest suffering, you just need someone to cry with, to bear that burden. And that's the first step. And
Yeah.
two, you need to be comfortable with venting that frustration. God's okay with you being angry.
I agree.
It's
Yes.
fair. It's
Yes.
fair to take your anger and to be like, God, I'm so mad at you for taking him because I don't understand. And that's okay. That's okay to express that frustration. But over time, what he does is he utilizes that to help heal and let you know that he loves you and that he's going to take care of you. And so I think that's my advice to someone suffering, or you see someone who's suffering, don't try to heal them because that's God's place. Just
I
be there for them.
yes. That is so good, Tom. That is so good. Um, we just want you to be a listening ear,
Yeah.
sometimes. Don't need no words.
Mm-mm.
Um, just silence, just a listening ear, just to be there.
Mhm.
Man, that was good, Tom. That was really good right there. That was good. I agree with that. Um so your book combines your personal experience with spiritual truth. How has this um how can I put it? How has your faith shaped the way you approach hardships and healing now?
Mm. Well, this is a way. So this is where I think is a good, a little introduction to a liberated mind or ACT therapy, acceptance and commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the way that I look at challenges that I face, I try to recognize it from three different perspectives, or at least um, three ways that I can look at this challenge. So one, it could be a challenge that comes from God saying, hey, I want you to act. I want you to do something that's out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to be vulnerable with somebody else today. Number two is your human body, Dawn,
Yeah.
is given to you as a gift. And with that body, from the beginning of creation of mankind, our body has wanted to have homeostasis, which means
Mm,
balance. It wants
yes.
to be fed, it wants to be warm, it wants to be satisfied, it wants to be have meaningful relationships.
Yes.
And when life comes and hits us from the side, our body's going, whoa, I need to get back to
Right.
homeostasis. So
Yes.
I'm gonna try this. Something that's quick and easy. I gotta feel fed. I gotta feel satisfied. So hey, go do this instead. Go do this. And it's my body's attempt to try to get back to balance, but it doesn't mean it's evil that exists. I go, I know what my body's trying to do, but I
Mm-hmm.
know what the right thing to do is. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do this. And so things that come into our life can either be a challenge from God, it could be just part of being human, being mortal, or it could be coming from the adversary. Absolutely. I
Yes.
recognize that. But what I
Mm-hmm.
try to do is I try to see the challenge before me from one of those three perspectives because it'll
Wow.
help me on how I choose to respond. Because I've learned on if it's a natural man tendency, it's something that we all suffer from.
Yeah.
If I'm fighting it as if it's Satan,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I never let go of it. I'm white knuckling.
Yeah.
It's like me telling you, Don, to forget about elephants. What do you think about?
The elephants.
All you're thinking about is the elephant, right?
Yes.
And so we don't end up getting rid of that challenge. We're constantly thinking about it instead of letting go of it.
Mm-hmm.
And in acceptance commitment therapy, it's you have compassion for
Yes.
yourself and say,
Yes.
you know, it's okay that I have this challenge. I'm going to turn to God and utilize his strength in this. And if he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't take it away this right now, that's okay. I'm just going to keep turning to him. And over time, he'll start
Mm-hmm.
to change me because it's going to take time. And then I give myself grace.
Yes. That's good.
Commit to that choice. I accept that the fact is I'm feeling anxiety in my body or cortisol or fear or things like that. I go, God is good. God is in control. I'm going to let it flow through me. I'm not going to white knuckle it. I'm just going to go, God, this is yours. And then he'll go, yep, you're right. It is just as well as all your sins, all your struggles, all your sicknesses. If you give them to me, I will turn them into something that can be used as a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block.
Wow. That is good. That is good. That is really good. And that just stuck with me. I had to put in that. Give yourself grace. That just spoke, I don't know, it spoke loudly to me right now. That really spoke loudly to me right now. So your book, Tom, for me, I don't know, it was like some comfort. It just felt like comfort to me. Um you were reframing suffering. Um gosh, how can I put it? Um you were connecting all the parts to me, from your personal life, from the spiritual meaning, it was like a conversion for me. I don't know, it was really good. It was really comforting and just inviting, it was inviting. Um, it was an appeal to like a shift, like this shift of perspective to embrace the grace when you facing hardship. You know, it, just refreshing. Y'all get the book. It's amazing. It is needed. It is warranted. So tell them how they could get the book and all the wills and the wills, the bells and whistles to it that you have with it, the caveat that
Yeah,
comes by the book from you.
yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I'm found on many platforms. The most common ones are Amazon, Audible, Barnes and Noble. So it is, an audio book as well. And really, the message behind that, if I could coin my entire book in one
Yes.
phrase, is that the burdens that we carry are not meant to break us; they're meant to show us who we are underneath them.
Yes.
They're there to help define us. And
Yes.
when I was thinking about this, I was talking to God and I was saying, at the end of the day, if I could just have a couple notes from people saying that it had a positive impact in their life, then it would be
Mm,
all worth it.
worth
That's what I want. I want that. And two, I want it to be able to be more than just a good story. I want it
mm,
to be an invitation. And so what I decided to do, Dawn, is at my website, it's
mm-hmm.
theweightofgrace.com. I have
Yes.
decided that I'm going to donate 10% of every purchase to nonprofits. I consider it like a tithing for me. So if there is a
Wow.
nonprofit that somebody is they're passionate about, feed my starving children or whatever it is, go to my website and there's a place where you can put the nonprofit that you would like for uh, your payment to go towards. And once I make, I hate to give a donation of a book that costs only $12 to donate $2 to something. But so what I plan on doing is once I get to $100, I have those relationships. I have one so far that I have official partnership with, and I'm going to be donating 10% of all my proceeds to those to
Wow.
nonprofits to make a difference. Number two, Don, what I would like this mission to do is to change people, for
Mm,
people to have a little more compassion for those that they don't understand or don't know.
yes.
I'm going to have an official announcement coming up here pretty soon. I'm going to create a
Uh-oh.
video. Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I won't tell all the details of it because I don't want to give it away. But my invitation to people is to invite them to find one person, just one person, to show a little more compassion to than they have in the past or start to. And
That's,
Dawn, it could be as simple as you see someone at the grocery store and you walk up to them and say, "You have a beautiful smile."
that is good.
I've done that. And it's so fun to watch their eyes just brighten up and they're like, "Wow, thank you." Utilize opportunities to just be kind. And if you don't
Yeah.
know of ideas, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be posting on my website ideas of how we can show a little more compassion. And then I want you to write to me. On my website, there's a contact me page. Tell me what you did. Say, hey, Tom, I went and I told someone they had a beautiful smile. Or today I took someone out for lunch that I didn't understand, that I struggled with. And I learned that that they are just struggling with something similar to me. So the other day, Dawn, I was talking to another friend that I made about my story. And she relayed to me about a struggle she was experiencing with her neighbor. So she shared a common area, and the neighbor she would smoke a lot, and so it filled up the area, and it affected her space, and she said it smelled bad.
Wow.
And she said she read my story, and she goes, Tom, it changed everything. I started to think about her situation, and I was like, people don't typically smoke because they just enjoy the smell, or it's often a coping mechanism for something else that they're going through. They're stressed. People smoke because they're trying to cope with the fact that life is stressful.
Yeah.
She made a commitment. She said, I'm going to do something, whether it's invite her to lunch or just ask us to go for a walk, so I can understand her and so I can have more compassion. And I was like, good for you. That's so awesome. That's what I want.
Yes.
Find one thing to do and then tell me
Wow.
about it. That's what I want.
Wow.
It's an invitation.
That is amazing. Wow. So, to wrap this up, if you could leave our listeners with one message about resilience and grace, what would it be?
Add to your resilience that you're going through. Right now, we look at resilience as just for ourselves and being resilient through the trials that we face. Keep being resilient in that. But my friends, be resilient in grace too. Look for opportunities to show grace. And it may have to start with yourself. Recognize that you're fallen just like I am. And we're here to help each other up. So first, give yourself grace and recognize that you're not bad. You're not a bad person. You're a person that's trying their best. And then when you recognize that and you feel God's love and grace in your life, turn and recognize others.
Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Amazing. I needed this today, Tom, whether I knew it or not, but I did. And I'm just grateful that you are here. You're sharing some of your time. As I tell all my guests, our time is precious. We don't get it back. Thank you so much for sharing this. Guys, go get that book, The Weight of Grace. It is rewarding. Okay. I see it as a tool of life, just a piece to comfort, um, to help you, like you saying, to show grace, to pour that out more, to reconcile with yourself, That's what I got from it, Tom. Just amazing, amazing. So I thank you. Thank you for being here, for sharing a piece of you with us. Thank you so much.
I'm honored. Thank you, Dawn. I consider you a good friend. So thank you for spending time with me today.
Oh yeah, we gonna be in touch because I need to see the second half, what you got burning, what you got going.
That's right.
So we could do this in person next time.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, my resilience family, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening now, if you're listening later, I appreciate you. I wouldn't be here without you all. And I hope this little nugget is sparking something in you. And if you think it's sparking for someone else, please share, guys. Subscribe and talk to me. Talk to me. Send me your prayer requests. I pray, y'all. I will go to the throne for you. And I appreciate you guys. To my resilience family, be well. Yes, be well. Stay safe. And always, always Stay resilient, guys. Thanks, Tom. Have a
Amen.
blessed
Thank
day,
you,
guys.
Dawn. All right.